is getting mad at me for not taking over. I am ready to take over. My feet are all in position. This video is brought to you by Privacy. Take your online payment security to the next level in 2021 using Privacy. Special promo for our viewers. This is the 2021 Ford Mach E. And this is one of those cars that a lot of you have probably been waiting to see. And they're out on the roads now, especially here in California. So I got my hands on one and I'm going to take it for a spin, take my wife and my 2 sons along to see if this might be the perfect car for you and your family. Especially if you're looking for a family crossover SUV EV with 300 miles of range. So that is what we're talking about here today on 2-Bit Da Vinci. If you look at the door, I kind of was surprised at how far it goes down below the ceiling area. I've never seen that before. And the reason why clearly is this is where the batteries go. And I don't remember ever seeing it so pronounced on my Tesla. So I'm not exactly sure why that is, but yeah. All right, so to talk about if the Model E. All right, so to see if the Ford Mach E is right for your family, let's talk about what the back seat looks like, the cargo area, and how strollers are going to work out. So first of all, get in the back. This is your button. It's actually kind of cool. You just push that button, door opens a little bit, and you just grab it with your handle. And you can see here that Ford put a little rubberized section here to make it easier to grab onto. Whereas on the front, since you have this weird handle, which I actually don't like, you don't have that. So there's no liner or anything. It's just handle. Space-wise, we have a lot of room. That front seat is far forward, but even then, I think there's going to be a good amount of room for car seats and stuff. First, let's talk about the hook options that you have. So here you've got 2 on this side, marked by these little labels here. And you've got 2 on this side as well. And if you wanted to use a middle seat, you would just grab one from each of these. The pile of parent YouTube car testing. All right, first car seat, here we go. The opening is nice and tall. You notice that the car doesn't start drooping for a little bit, so for that reason, it's easy to get the car seat in. And this car seat is for my 3-year-old, so he is forward facing, and I'll just use the seatbelt. One thing about the seatbelt is when you move the car seat forward, not the car seat, the seat of the car forward, the seatbelt is actually right behind it. So as a result, it's kind of stuck now. So I might have to open it up, drop it a little, and then make sure the seatbelt strap is on top of the seat before you close it. Yeah, there you go. We have this Diono, which my wife found to be the most slim car seat. So if you're worried about shoulder room for the other people in the car, highly recommend this car seat, and we'll have a link to it. And as far as like the headroom and like being in here to do all this, way more comfortable than Model 3, very similar to the Model Y. All right, so now jump back in the back and I'll show you how the back hook connects. So in the Teslas, because this back doesn't lift in my car, in the Y it did lift, didn't it? In the Y it did lift. In my 3, this is all fixed, so I had to go over that, which is kind of weird. It kind of puts pressure up there, but for this situation, you would lift the seat up, feed this through here, and then come down and hook, and then tighten. We've got the rear-facing infant seat, which my 10-month-old is using now. So, latch out, and here we go. Now let's put the seat in and see how much room is left for a 3rd adult. So I'm 5'11", 180 pounds. Shoulder room seems pretty good, actually. It's quite comfortable back here. I still have quite a bit to go before I would hit anything. Car seat 1 and 2 are both in. And headroom is actually shockingly good. And the reason why is if you zoom out, you'll see the design and the coloring of the trim makes it look like the car tapers right here, but it actually rises right back up, and the glass line is actually quite high compared to where it looks like it is here. So It's kind of a design of giving it that svelte kind of sleek look, but at the same time leaving all that headroom. Pretty nicely done. And the bump here, you can tell where it starts to taper is behind a person's head, which is really nice. So the entire seating configuration is comfortable. There's no adjustment forward or back for this row. I'm wondering if there's an adjustment to tilt the seat. Let's try that out. No. Yeah, so I don't know if every configuration has it. This is the first edition premium, and it doesn't have any sort of a seat rocking forward and back. So it's just a fixed rear seat. Now, if you jump back here, one thing that is really cool, this model, again, the premium has the push button closed trunk. It also has the leg kick, so you can just kind of sweep your foot if you have groceries and stuff, and it'll close itself as well. And then this is really clever. This is the rear shade, the privacy screen that they have for hatchbacks. But what's nice is it's really flexible. So if you have a big item back here and it's actually bigger than this, it'll just flex into it and it still fit and cover it. So that's really cool. Before we get back to the show, let me tell you about one of my favorite online services, Privacy. Privacy allows you to generate virtual cards to use when you shop online. This way, any small or new merchant you never heard of has no idea about your actual cards, and your card info isn't out there vulnerable to hacks. Now that's awesome, but it has some other great benefits too. Recently, my wife and I needed a legal service that could generate a contract that we could send out. We never heard of Rocket Lawyer before, and even with a free trial, they still wanted a payment card before getting started. With a virtual card just for Rocket Lawyer, we were able to get our trial and get a full feel for the service risk-free, and without fear of forgetting to cancel before our trial expired. This is great because we always forget to cancel before getting billed. So take your online payment security to the next level with Privacy. Our viewers who use our link, privacy.com/stupiddavinci, will get a $5 bonus to get started today. So all right, first up is our single stroller, pretty much what you probably have if you have one kid. And it fits this way pretty easily, looks like. And I think it would fit this way just fine as well. Oh yeah. You could actually get two of these like on top of each other and it would be fine. I should say one thing. So because the Ford Mach E doesn't have that false door like the Tesla Model Y does, you don't have a lot of storage down here. So there's nothing back there. And there's a small little area for your charging cables and a repair kit. That's kind of cool. They give you a little repair kit if you have a flat tire. And the reason why is EVs typically don't have spare tires on board. So because you don't have that area, you're losing out on an entire like luggage airline carry-on bag. And so as a result, whatever you put up here is gonna start eating into your space. And then your next piece of luggage, you can quickly see how, that's not supposed to be here. The opening is really wide. Isn't that more wider than normal? Or it's the same? Like there's not a big dip. Typically like the opening is smaller than the actual interior. But this is actually pretty much as wide as it gets. So that's really nice. And again, it is a fastback sloping roof, so you're not gonna get the full like Honda CR-V size. Remy, pretty good? Is it comfy? So that's a full-size stroller, and this is a travel stroller. A little bit lighter. You put that on top of that, still has no problem. And let me go ahead and just close it real quick so you can see how that thing flexes. Here we go. There's that classic Ford sound while it closes. Yeah, no problem. All right, the one thing we didn't do last time in the Model Y, which we wanted to do, was a double stroller. These things are massive. Usually when my wife says, let's go somewhere and take a double stroller, I try to convince her to just stay home. But here's what it would look like if you had to use it.
All right.
All right, next, let's get these kids in the car seat and go to the beach. What do you think? It's a freezing 70-degree day here in San Diego in February. So what do you think? Go to the beach? Good idea? Get directions to Electrify America.
One option I found is Electrify America on Friars Road. Let me know if I should call one of them or get directions for you.
Okay, so I have my Apple CarPlay for maps and I'm navigating somewhere. And my wife says it's cold for that. So I bring up the controls for HVAC, but it blocks the entire screen and I can't see anything. And then when I come back to Apple CarPlay, it takes a minute to come back. That's really bad UI. There has to be a little mini control, kind of like what Tesla does, where there's what does 3 buttons of auto mean? What does that mean? And the fact that the bottom area is dedicated to HVAC controls is cool. But like, for example, to control the blower now, I have to come in there and then this pops up and then adjust the blower from here. The same goes for like the seat heater level. Like typically you would just click it 3 times. Click it once, it's on all the way, then 2, then 1, then 0. This, I have to click it and then drag my fingers to do that. And then hide it again. I don't know, not too different, but these are all things I think Ford needs to clean up a little bit in the interest of being quick and easy to handle while you're driving. Oh, you got to show this. This is what is way better than Tesla, is this view right here. Look at that bird's eye stitched together view that shows you the entire car from like an overhead view. Killer. All right. And charger unavailable. Of course unavailable. Look at that port, man. This is the port that Tesla has to create for Tesla owners, because if ever I had to in a pinch go to one of these stations, I wouldn't be able to right now because Tesla doesn't have the adapter. Alright, now take my money. Ready. 1 is ready, 2 is unavailable. Ready? Unbelievable. So this is supposed to be like the Tesla supercharger, where it actually has a handshake with the vehicle, and so if you have a charge card on file with the company, it should just start charging, and it did. It just said authorized, and I haven't touched or done anything, and it is starting to charge. So that is cool. 2 out of the 4 chargers being unavailable isn't cool, but listen to that. That is a lot louder. That's a lot louder than the supercharger. Charge level. Superchargers don't do that. They have no screen of any kind. It's probably cheaper to build, but so we're getting please unplug. What? No. So it assumed that I had a 65% state of charge requirement, but that's bizarre. I want it to be charged much higher than that. So that's how it goes through the steps here, connecting the vehicle. 7? What on earth is this? Oh Lord. It just rebooted. If this is running Windows, we are in deep trouble, my friends. I'll tell you that right now. You gotta twist it to make it fit, which is a little bit of a puzzle game here. Please, Windows, don't crash on me now. Somehow knowing this is running Windows just makes me unhappy. I can't explain it. It's not good. You know? Knowing the underlying operating system. Why is it running Windows? Okay, it's getting mad at me for not taking over. I am ready to take over. My feet are all in position. It says resume control, and so it actually started slowing down, and it said take over. I think the Tesla does the same thing, except the Tesla, if I'm not wrong, it won't go back into autopilot again. Not until you like park and get out of the car. So one time it happened, we had to pull over and start the trip over again. Let's see what happens if I try to do it again now. Yeah, so that's it. There we are. Yeah, I think it's all right. And yep, he's driving. So the Ford Mach E, fun fact, is much more forgiving. If for whatever reason you just don't like Tesla and now you've just been waiting for a really compelling EV, well, guess what? We finally have one, the Ford Mach E. And you can get one, you know, lowly equipped with a tax credit, maybe close to like 50 grand, which isn't a small amount of money, but it isn't 80,000 like a Model S or a e-tron or an I-Pace. It is, let's call it middle of the road practical. And for families that are looking at that price point, this is a car that should definitely be on your list. It'll come down to things like charging infrastructure. For example, the charging at home is very much the same. The car comes with a NEMA 1450 to a CCS charging standard, so you can charge at home. In fact, for me, I have a NEMA 1450. I'd unplug my Tesla charger and plug this in, and I'd be fine. On the road, you're gonna find that I'm gonna do a follow-on video to figure out exactly how good the Electrify America network is, because in my very limited time with the car, I was not impressed. That is one of the big key identifiers. The second is just looks. You know, there's tons and tons of Teslas out there. You're gonna have to stand out a little bit more. This car looks especially gorgeous in this red color. I think the Teslas do as well. In fact, maybe my next Tesla will be a red one for that reason. But if you want a 280 mile to 300 mile range EV that pretty fast, pretty fun and beautiful, and if you prefer those things about it, I can honestly tell you this car should be on your list. Really cool car. Hope you guys like this video. If you want me to do more stuff or cover more stuff, let me know. You know, we have kids, we have car seats and strollers. That's kind of our thing. Whenever we review a car, we'll be sure to add that stuff to it, because most videos you watch, you think, oh, that's a great car, and then you go stick your car seats in there and it's nothing like that after that. So hopefully that gives you a little more perspective on it. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and join us. If you're a Patreon, thank you so much. So your support on Patreon really is what makes this show possible, and we really appreciate all of you. Check out our channel. There's probably other videos that you would like the review of the Model Y third row, which you probably have seen or you would like to see. And yeah, this is Ricky to Da Vinci. This is the Ford Mach E. We will catch you guys on the next one.